My brother asked me for a drink and said he admired my wife and achievements. He jumped off a building with me after getting drunk and woke up to find that he had changed his identity. The day before Valentine's Day, I found a booking for a romantic hotel on my wife Celeste's phone. I was overjoyed thinking she had planned a surprise for me. But on the day itself, Celeste claimed she had a business trip and didn't return home that night. It wasn't until the hotel confirmation was accidentally sent to my phone that I called her with trembling hands. My younger brother Lucas Harris had always been jealous of me, jealous of my smart mind, my achievements, and especially my beautiful, capable wife Emily Sennett, spoiled rotten by our parents since birth. His jealousy eventually drove him to madness. One day, in a fit of rage and desperation, he grabbed me and jumped off the rooftop with me. Little did I know that wasn't the end. We were somehow reborn and swapped bodies. Now he's me and I've become him. Lucas used my stellar grades to get into college, stole my identity to woo my wife, and even tried to replicate my business successes from my previous life. He strutted around smugly showing off his achievements, thinking I'd lose my mind in anger. What he didn't realize was that I couldn't be happier. My life, which seemed perfect on the surface, was actually a complete mess. Now that he's taken over, all I can say is, thank you for jumping into the pit on my behalf. Do you know how much I have envied you? Lucas slurred, his voice dripping with resentment. Your brains, your success, your perfect life, and Emily, your gorgeous wife. If I were you, I'd do so much better than you ever could. I stared at him, feeling a mix of emotions I couldn't quite name. Lucas had called me out for drinks, setting up a small table on the rooftop with some takeout and beer. It had been years since we'd seen each other, and his sudden invitation caught me off guard, but after just a few drinks, he didn't even try to hide his bitterness. He went on and on, rambling about petty grievances and ancient history. He thought my life was perfect, flawless even. He didn't know was that beneath the shiny exterior, it was all a facade, held together by duct tape and sheer willpower. I wanted to tell him that happiness isn't something you can steal. It's not as simple as taking someone else's life, but what was the point? Lucas' bloodshot eyes burned with jealousy, and I could feel his hatred bubbling just beneath the surface. I said nothing, simply downed another drink, letting the bitterness of my life drown in the alcohol. Do you even understand? Lucas' voice cracked as he continued. At the end of my rope. What do you mean? I asked, my mind hazy from the alcohol. Everyone looks down on me. I just wanted to prove myself. His voice grew louder. I borrowed money to start a business, but it failed. Now I'm drowning in debt. I thought I could gamble my way out of it, but now I owe even more. Loan sharks are after me. His face twisted with rage as he smashed an empty beer bottle against the table. It's not fair. Why do you get everything handed to you on a silver platter while I'm stuck in this endless nightmare? If I'm going down, I am taking you with me. What the hell are you talking about? You were drunk, I muttered, trying to steady myself. Before I could react, Lucas grabbed me by the arm. That's when I noticed the needle marks on his arm. This idiot, was he high? Before I could pull away, he laughed maniacally and dragged me toward the edge of the rooftop, and then he jumped, taking me with him. The wind roared in my ears as we plummeted. In those final seconds, clarity hit me like a freight train, regret sure, but there was also a strange sense of relief. And then darkness. I don't know how much time passed before I heard a familiar voice. Hey, wake up, the teacher's coming. I opened my eyes, blinking against the harsh classroom lights. I was slumped over a desk, surrounded by the all too familiar sights and smells of high school. Wait, how did I end up here? I glanced around and realized I was sitting in the back row right next to the trash can. Before I could process what was happening, I noticed a boy sitting in the front row. He turned around, flashing me a smug grin. It was my face, my high school face. Panicked, I looked down and saw the name written on my textbooks, Lucas Harris. It hit me like a ton of bricks. We hadn't just been reborn, we'd swapped bodies.